All right, we are back with another pick'em video. It's definitely going to be a better late than never type of video for this one, so we really are just going to jump right into things. We do have a ton of NBA Cup games, couple teams that are kind of out of the race at this point, but for most part, NBA Cup games, people are going to play all the way till the end. A couple teams specifically, want to be playing for that point differential, and there's some big games for tonight in terms of like who might make it to that Vegas tournament. So if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe, leave the video a like, comment something down below. I'm going to try to rapid fire through here, but real quick before we get into it, let's go over our video picks from yesterday. All right, so most of the picks I gave out yesterday, we actually attacked on Betr just because they had better value here. George Pickens was a discount. Betr does discounts every single day. If you're not on Betr, definitely use code RichPicks when signing up. $200 deposit match, free month in my Discord, and again, discounts every single day. Really, really a win-win-win, and they have softer lines than PrizePicks. But again, let's just go over these real quick. Cade Cunningham over 15.5 rebounds and assists. This game went to overtime, but Cade Cunningham got hurt, did not play overtime. He still got 17 rebounds and assists, so great read there. Naz Reid had 2 early rebounds, not looking very good, but ended with 4. Great one there, and Minnesota loses, which also has to go into the RJ Barrett play. We went under just 29.5 points and rebounds. Scotty Barnes did end up playing, but again, I thought Minnesota would come in here and handle business in Toronto, which I guess they don't have very good success with. I think they haven't won there in 20 years. Maybe should have saw that storyline, but didn't read that very well. But RJ Barrett continued to play really, really well. He had 38 points and rebounds, and again, they won against Minnesota. So ended up being 2-2 day. The other play we went to was the LeBron James under 11.5 first half points. Of course, he ended up selling a 5-man for us with that play. He crept over with 12. Also had a monster slam over Isaac. Who the hell was it? Oh, Jonathan Isaac. Yeah, he slammed on him. Look that up if you haven't seen it. 39-year-old LeBron just absolutely tomahawking on a dude. But yeah, 2-2 day. We've been really, really rolling in terms of our hit rate individually. So a 50-50 day here and there is not going to be too bad. But yeah, we're going to keep rolling. Did have a bunch of one legs yesterday. Unfortunately, we had a 6-man over on Dabble that was going to pay us 24.5x, even though we did a nice correlated slip here. George Pickens hit his discounted line on Betr, but didn't get his full line, ended up missing by 11 yards for a 25x, which would have been very nice, obviously. But again, good reads overall over there. And the Dabble, another really good one. Just came to my state. It wasn't available in my state before. We are partners together, and I've been playing them so much. They have awesome lines, kind of like Betr, and they have really, really good payout systems like 6x plays on 3-man. So definitely check out Dabble. It's actually code RichDFS, but whenever you sign up with my codes and you guys want to get free months of the Discord, just make sure you go to the link in the description. It's easier almost just to click that link or just copy and paste the codes. Either way, it's easier to look in that. But that was the recap from yesterday. Again, the hit rate continues to be very, very good, and we keep getting one-legged a bunch of times. It's kind of wild. But yeah, chin's still up here, and we're going to keep doing the good reads. Going to try to continue that for today. So let's hop into the plays for today. All right, so jumping into the plays here, these are actually all 3 of the plays I'm going to be attacking on PrizePicks. I do have a couple other plays that we're going to be attacking on Dabble, just because you guys know me, I always attack value, and there's some better plays that are with better value over on Dabble. They're going to be available on PrizePicks. You're just getting a better price over on a different platform. So let's start with Jayson Tatum here. I know this could be a full game play. This is a team that they're going up against for Washington, and this is an NBA Cup game. The Celtics lost their first NBA Cup game by 1 point to the Atlanta Hawks. Then they get a huge win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now they get Washington. They could see a big point differential that could come into play in terms of a tiebreaker scenario. So I think they're really going to want to crush this Washington team. And we could definitely see that. They've done it in the past. And, Washington could keep it close, but regardless, I think we're going to see a big game from Jayson Tatum, a big game from a lot of different Celtics. I think you could go to Jaylen Brown at 23.5 points. That's a popular play right now, which doesn't always mean good things. But he's been very consistent, very steady. I think Jaylen Brown full game is a very good opportunity here. But Jayson Tatum, really a lot of different options here. He's been really good in the first half. He plays all 12 minutes in that first quarter, so he gets around 18 minutes in the first half. And that's just the way I'm going to be playing this. But a lot of Celtics in a good spot to hit their overs for today. So first of all, Washington, one of the worst defenses in the league. Points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed. They're pretty much ranked dead last if you put them all together here. Ton of points, ton of rebounds, ton of assists to every position. Now you see Tatum at this 22.5 first half PRA. He's hit in 9 of 15 games, obviously looking really good. He's also hit in both the games in the in-season tournament or in NBA Cup, whatever you want to call it here. That was against Atlanta, which he didn't have a particularly good game, and they lost that game. And then obviously hit it against Cleveland, who has a really good defense. he hit this pretty easily. The last 4 games against Washington, including this year, he's crushed this line, 24-24, then 34 and 31. This was the game this year. And then also looking a little bit farther, games they've won by a whole bunch of points, which I think they should do today. He's crushed this line in all 4 games this season. If you wanted to see games they've won by like 10 points or so, hit it in 5 of 7 games. So again, he's very much a first half player this year, especially without Porzingis. A lot of his minutes coming in that first half, and he's been playing a lot of them, 18 pretty much every single game that they're winning by at least 10 points. So I really do think they're going to crush these guys. Also considering the fact that this is an away game, maybe lean on your star a little bit more. 5 of 8 away games he's hit this as well. So really good hit rates, really good opportunity here for Tatum against Washington. We are going to be talking about another Celtic here a little bit later on our Dabble slip, and that's going to be a 3-pointers attempted line, kind of a sneaky line there. But again, really good spot for a lot of Celtics players if you find any value on those guys. Not going to be able to show you market value just because not a lot of books have these first half plays. But again, you could play this full game because they want that point differential. So Tatum, first play of the day. All right, so moving along to the next one here. It's going to be Trae Young. Yeah, 12 assists is not a typo, and I'm looking at the over here. He's the leading assist guy for the entire year, and now he's got the best matchup you can have going against Chicago, and he has really good history, even dating back to last year against these guys when he wasn't diming up as much as he is this year. Obviously, DeJounte Murray not on the team anymore, but I'm going to be looking at 11.5 just to show you guys games that he's at least pushed this line or gone over, and that's 53% of games so far this year. He's averaging 11.6 assists per game, and again, now he's got the best matchup you can possibly have in Chicago here. Now, I also want to point out the fact that this is an in-season tournament game, and the Hawks are leading their division. They're 2-0. One of these games they played without Trae Young, but they're going to definitely want to win this game, and they're definitely going to want to win this game by a whole lot of points. Again, you want to get that point differential. They are 1.5-point favorites, but again, Chicago not really playing for much because they're 0-2 in the standings and kind of probably out of it in the most part. I'll actually just show the standings right here. I guess they're 0-1, but they lost that one game by 18 points. So they're at the bottom of the barrel here, but I could see, a competitive game, but I do think Atlanta comes out and wins this one. But I also think Trae Young's going to play a whole bunch of points. You can see some of these minutes down a little bit. A lot of these games are blowout situations when he's not getting the time. When he's seeing at least 35 minutes, which again I should expect from him tonight, 64% of games he's either pushing this line or going over. And then again, the head-to-head matchup going up against Chicago here. 3 or 4 games he's gone over this, at least 10 assists in all of these, 16 assists earlier on in the year, about 2 weeks ago against Chicago here, and that was a game that they lost. So a game they might win, potential for more assists, and the best matchup you can possibly have for Trae Young. This also has good market value at 12. Everyone else has this at 12.5. Yes, they're going to be favoring the under here, but that's why they're sitting at 12.0 rather than 12.5 on PrizePicks. So we're getting some push potential for sure. That's where the books are kind of seeing that this is going to land. But again, playing for a little bit more oomph, a little bit more, behind this game, kind of like a playoff game for the Hawks that don't have championship aspirations this year. I could see them being one of those teams that kind of sneakily compete for this in-season cup. So, market value definitely checking out. Matchup definitely checking out, and then considering the hit rate for Trae Young, he's been diming up all year, head-to-head specifically, looking really good. So Trae Young, 12.0 assists. We're taking the over. Crazy because it's a super high line, but textbook matchup for him today. And then the last play I want to talk about for PrizePicks, I wanted to go to Kyrie Irving in some regard, points and assists, points and rebounds. He just hasn't been hitting it very consistently, and this isn't the best matchup going up against Denver, but it is a great matchup for an in-season tournament, NBA Cup, whatever you want to call it, situation, because the Mavericks and Denver are both 1-1 in this scenario. Mavericks are a huge differential, so this win will almost lock them into fighting for that 1 and 2 spot, maybe a wild card position. So I think Kyrie with no Luka should really be focus here. And again, that's another big factor. No Luka in this one. So over his 2.5 3-pointers made is where I landed on PrizePicks because he's shooting the lights out from 3. He's only shooting 5.6 threes per game, but he's shooting 54%. He's gone over in 57% of games. And then head-to-head, not the best matchup in terms of 3-pointers made allowed against Denver, 15th in ranked in terms of allowing 3-pointers. But the last 2 games he's played against Denver, including this year, he had 6 earlier on in the year, again about 2 weeks ago, and he also had 4 against these guys last year in a March matchup. So he does have pretty good history against this team. He plays well without Luka too, in terms of 3-pointers made. You can see the one game without Luka this year, he had 3 3-pointers, and he also shot 6 attempts, so a little bit more than his average this year. Dating back to last year, he played 8 games without Luka, 75% hit rate going over his 3-pointers line, and shooting 8.1 threes a game. So that really increased his attempts up from like 5.6 as his normal attempts without Luka, 8.1. So if he's going to shoot 54% from 3 and shoot up 8 of them, we're looking around 4 3-pointers. So like the matchup, like the head-to-head here specifically, no Luka is a big factor here for Kyrie. Again, I wanted to look at his points, just the hit rate's not there for me, but the 3-pointers, he's shooting the lights out. Let's go into some market value here. 3-pointers made 2.5, the top on the line for Kyrie on PrizePicks. Minus 126 on Pinnacle, minus 130 over on DraftKings. So definitely books favoring the over on this line. Hit rates checking out, matchups checking out, and head-to-head, specifically is also checking out. Last thing, the RotoWire projection model, they like the over here. 2.65 is their prediction, closer to 3 than 2. And again, if he's going to shoot 8 threes, shooting at 50%, we're looking at around 4 3-pointers made. So that's the last play I'm going to do on PrizePicks. These are 3 plays you could throw into your plays. I never play 3-mans on PrizePicks. It's only a 5x payout. Plenty of other places are going to give you a 6x payout for 3-mans, so never play 3-mans on PrizePicks. Maybe throw these plays into your other lineups, maybe add a pick or two to try to get into a 5-man. That's the best play you can do. 5 or 6-mans are going to be the best plays you can do mathematically over on PrizePicks, but definitely want to point out these on PrizePicks. Really liking what I'm seeing from these 3 plays. And then the last plays I wanted to point out have better value on Dabble. So these are going to be available. Actually, Ben Simmons is not available on PrizePicks, but you'll see Peyton Pritchard, 7.3 3-pointers attempted. It's at 8.0 on PrizePicks. Giannis, 32.5 on PrizePicks. On Dabble, it's 32.0. So just kind of like buying a stock at a discounted price. This is what I do all day. I search for lines that I like, and then lines that I like specifically on platforms that have the best value. So I send out my specific plays to PrizePicks, Underdog, Betr, Sleeper, Dabble, Flip, Parlay Play, Chalkboard, wherever I can find the best value for certain plays, guys that I like, that's where I send them out all day. So if you're interested in a Discord community where you're getting access to all my plays, but also just an access to a bunch of other cool invested players, people bouncing ideas off each other, having a whole lot of fun, having a whole lot of laughs, and usually a whole bunch of success, definitely check out our Discord community. Plenty of ways to get in for free. For instance, signing up for Dabble using my code or any of the affiliate links in the in the link in the description of this video. That's a great way to get in for free. You pretty much never have to pay when you keep signing up for my codes, and any of the codes you sign up for, I'm going to be sending plays out for that. Pretty much at least one a day on each platform, so you can take advantage of that. But let's go into the plays real quick for the Dabble slip here. Pritchard over 7.5 3-pointers attempted. Going into the outlier page, again, it's going to show up at 8.0. That's where most books have this. Not a whole bunch of books have 3-pointers attempted. But 47% of games he's gone, at least pushing this. If you include 3 more games, it's over 50%. Then you consider the fact that he's playing Washington. You're going to see not the best hit rate, but he's in a totally different situation this year, playing a whole bunch more minutes, really competing for that 6th man of the year point. And he's got a great matchup. 25th ranked in terms of 3-pointers allowed. We love to see that. They played him earlier in the season. He had 10 3-pointers attempted against them. And then looking at games, again, they've played where they've won by a whole bunch of points. He's hit this, the 7.5 line in all 4 of those games. Games they've won by 10 plus, he's hit this in 6 of 7 of those games. Again, this is showing up as a push because it's 8.0 and we're getting it at 7.5. But he's in a really good situation here. The last 2 games, you're going to see he didn't hit this for the season. Those were really close games against Cleveland and against Toronto. If this is a blowout situation, it doesn't even matter if it's a blowout situation. Pritchard's been getting the time, and he's going to be jacking up shots, especially against Washington here. So, of course, really liking this Pritchard 3-pointers attempted line. You could also just look at his points if you want to go to that. Then Giannis at 31.5. Obviously, he's at 32 on Dabble, 32.5 over on PrizePicks. Not the best hit rate here, but the Bucks have been struggling to start the year. Now you see Giannis start to have these monster games that we know he's capable of. And another matchup that we love against Indiana, 25th ranked in terms of points allowed. You see the matchup here. He's had some monster games against these guys. A couple games recently. These were January games last year. 30 and 26 points. But again, they're kind of playing for, the little wins at this point. They are in a position where in the in-season tournament, in NBA Cup, whatever you want to call it, they are in a position to, potentially be in this thing. A big win here could be, a big part of them going to Vegas, competing for that NBA Cup. And again, they're looking for little wins at this point as they kind of creep back into the standings. So a big win here would be awesome. A guy like Giannis is a guy that's going to put his team on his back when they really need to, and they're at home, and Giannis is in a good situation against a team that allows a whole bunch of points. So really liking Giannis to get over his 32 points line on Dabble. And then Ben Simmons, we went to him earlier, or I guess a few videos ago. He sold us on a hook. We did the 5.5 assists. He ended with 5, but 10.5 rebounds and assists going up against Philadelphia, his old team in Philadelphia. And it's a line that he's absolutely crushed this entire season. Doesn't matter who's played. Nicholas Claxton probably going to play in this one. Dorian Finney-Smith potentially playing this one. Games with those guys. I guess he hasn't played with both of them, but 3 or 4 games with Nick Claxton. 1-of-1 games with Dorian Finney-Smith. He's gone over this in every regard you can take into account here. And again, in-season tournament game going up against his old team. He did play these guys last year. He had 14 rebounds and assists, 9 rebounds and 5 assists in 13 minutes. He's been very, very consistently getting 24 or so minutes. He's not going to end these games. He's a horrible free throw shooter. They don't put him on the court to end games because of that situation. But he's been crushing this line. He's going to get 24 or so minutes, and was able to crush this line against his old team in Philadelphia, where they are tonight, in just 13 minutes last year. So those are the 3 plays I'm loving on Dabble. Again, 2 of them are available on PrizePicks at a worse price. So do with that with what you may. But definitely check out Dabble. 6Xs for 3-mans, 25Xs for 5-mans, regardless of correlation or anything. So football slips specifically, really, really good on Dabble. I showed earlier in the video, we were very, very, very close. George Pickens sold our 24.5X over on here yesterday. So I send out plays all the time for Dabble. They are very newly available in my state. So I'm super excited about that. But again, wanted to point these lines out for you guys. All right, so we just breezed through that. I'm literally out of breath here, but definitely a good situation to bet today. It is Friday. Good spot for a lot of overs today. Whole bunch of games too. So I'm going to be working for the next few hours here, getting lines out for all these different platforms. I do want to point out the fact that Underdog has a 50% profit boost today. We love to see that. They pay 6Xs for 3-mans, so a 3-man over there would be like 8.5X, which is nuts, maybe a 9X. Absolutely insane, so that's available for everyone. You also get a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up using my code RichPicks. Betr is going to have 2 discounts. I already sent out a Betr play. Might as well just show you guys. It's I think it's Black Friday. Maybe I'll send you guys some more free plays here, but I already sent out. Oh, maybe I didn't send out a play just yet, but I'm going to have plays over on Betr. I'm going to have plays on Underdog, all these different platforms. So if you want to check out our community, we have a whole bunch of fun. Again, it's not just robotic in here. We have a bunch of laughs, and again, it is just a whole bunch of fun. We have some seasoned chefs in here too. They send out their own plays. You can ask questions. I'll be in here to answer them. You can share your own slips, post plays of the days. But again, whole bunch of fun and plenty of different ways to get in for free. So sign up using my codes to any of those platforms. It's going to be advantageous to you. You're going to get deposit matches. You're going to get new user free squares. You're going to get access to the discounts or the boosts that all these different platforms are sending out. Much more than PrizePicks. And hopefully we have a good day. The hit rate in individual plays has been absolutely insane. We're going to have one of these monster days coming up. The one legs, the hooks have been absolutely wild for me. The luck has just been horrible for November, but the individual hit rates, we're doing our job. We're looking for great plays, and we've just been getting screwed left and right on hooks and one legs. But the big days are coming. We're going to have a monster stretch coming up. I can feel it. So definitely a good time to check us out. So again, if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, and everyone have a good Friday. Everyone have a good weekend, and we'll be back at it for some more value tomorrow. Peace out.